Welcome to Timeless Sparks, where enduring stories light up our imagination and reveal the beating heart behind classic literature. Today we journey into The Necklace by Guy de Maupassant, a story of longing, pride, and the price of illusions. If you cherish timeless tales that reflect the truths of our own lives, remember to like, subscribe, and tap the bell, so you won't miss what's next on our journey. Mathilde Loisel was born for better things, or so she believed. Her beauty, her spirit, her desires, none of them fit within the narrow walls of her modest apartment. Married to Monsieur Loisel, a government clerk whose life was routine and unadorned, Mathilde found herself suffocated by ordinary days, by peeling wallpaper, plain dresses, and meals without delight. She dreamed of salons sparkling with laughter, of tapestries and perfumes, of whispered compliments as she passed. Yet reality offered little but the quiet ticking of the clock and the slow wear of years unremarked. One evening, her husband returned home with an envelope in hand, an invitation to a grand ball at the ministry. Mathilde's eyes widened in disbelief, her heart fluttered with both hope and despair. She saw herself at the ball, dazzling, envied, desired. But then the truth came crashing back. What would she wear? What jewels could she show? She had nothing, nothing to match such a glittering stage. Monsieur Loisel, patient and loving, saw her distress. He offered his savings, money he'd set aside for a small indulgence of his own, so Mathilde could buy a new gown. Not extravagant, but beautiful enough. Still, something was missing. She needed jewelry, something to complete the dream. With a trembling voice, Mathilde visited her friend, Madame Forestier, a woman of wealth whose life seemed decked in the very finery Mathilde yearned for. Awash in gratitude and embarrassment, she confessed her need. Madame Forestier, generous and smiling, opened her jewelry box and let Mathilde choose. Mathilde's fingers trembled as she selected a radiant diamond necklace, the prism of her desires. The night of the ball, Mathilde stepped into the ministry beneath soaring chandeliers, her dress shining in the candlelight, the necklace glowing at her throat. Applause followed her, admiration danced in others' eyes. In that fleeting moment, she was who she had always wanted to be. Hours slipped by in a blur of music and laughter. Finally, at dawn, Mathilde and her husband left the ball, exhausted, transported, happy. They returned home, she still basking in the magic. Then, as she undressed, her hands flew to her neck. The necklace was gone. Panic rose like a tide. They searched every pocket, every corner of the rented carriage, the cold streets she'd hurried down. It was nowhere. Mathilde's joy evaporated, replaced by terror and shame. Lacking the courage to confess, the Loisels scoured the city for a replacement. Jeweler after jeweler, until at last they found a diamond necklace that matched, at a terrible price, 36,000 francs. All their savings were sacrificed, friends and lenders were called upon, debts mounted, life changed overnight. From then on, Mathilde's world shrank to toil and hardship. She learned the meaning of true poverty, fierce labor, relentless bargaining, heavy burdens. The sparkle faded from her eyes, her hands grew rough, her beauty was eroded by years of sacrifice and silence. 10 years passed, each day pressing down harder than the last. Still, at last, the necklace was paid for. One day, walking along the Champs-Élysées, Mathilde encountered Madame Forestier, elegant, unchanged, radiant. Something in Mathilde broke. She decided to confess. "All these years I suffered for losing your necklace. I replaced it, you see. It cost us everything." Madame Forestier stared in shock, then gently she spoke. "Mathilde, my necklace was imitation. It was worth 500 francs at most." So ends the story of dreaming too grand and suffering in silence. The necklace reminds us that the cost of illusion can be far more than we ever imagine, and that appearances so brilliant from a distance may be nothing more than fragile glass. Have you ever paid dearly for a misunderstanding or chased a dream that turned out to be nothing at all? Share your story in the comments. If this story touched you, please like, subscribe, and join us again at Timeless Sparks. Until next time, may your dreams bring you wisdom, not regret.